losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never in my lifetime.
Guys are back for another great episode of Strong Arm Sports. I'm your boy {LeParis57, and who I got with me?
First of all, that's my job, but I'm KSpadeTheProspect. So since he's switching it up, I'm going to switch it up too, man. I'm going to kick the show off, bro. Are you ready?
Okay, let's get it.
All right, so look, man, this is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for some days. It's a heated topic for me, and I'm just going to jump right into it, man. So we want to revisit the Deandre Jordan situation, all right?
Okay.
And this is a hell of a way to start this show. Like, to start this show with such a powerful, I don't even want to say debate, but we just going to jump into it. LeParis and myself, man, we debate a lot. We disagree a lot. Seldomly do our disagreements or debates rise to the level of almost being classified as an argument, but this situation took us there, all right? So for those of you that don't know, in the last show I defended Deandre Jordan. A lot of you guys don't feel like he is talented enough to have wanted to go anywhere and be the man. I disagree. I saw this guy put up 20-20 games when Blake Griffin was out with injuries. And even in those games, he was still only like the third scoring option. So I don't know why you think he can't go to Dallas and be the second scoring option behind Dirk and put up those types of numbers. I think he could. Well, I don't know if you guys doubt of him, made him doubt it. We don't know what happened. And that's another thing that bothers me. Nobody knows what happened, but Deandre Jordan decided that he wanted to stay with the Clippers. Strange, but that's not even the big issue here. The big issue here for me is how he chose to go about doing that. It's been reported on, we've all heard, he started to have second thoughts. He called Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin got the team together. They went to DeAndre's house and had a whole big kumbaya without letting his agent in, without letting any representatives from the Mavs come in. And they just sat there and held DJ's hand like a little baby until 12:01 when he could ink the deal to stay with the Clippers. Furthermore, he didn't bother to let anybody in the Mavericks organization know that he had had this change of heart. That's where I have a problem with it. Now, I saw LeParis on Twitter kind of defending Deandre. LeParis, it seemed as if you was upset that people were saying Deandre was, and I quote, a bitch. There has been some other guys that's changed their mind. Changing the mind is not the big thing. It's how he did it, bro. It's how he did it. And you're right. Mark Cuban would still be mad at him today and would probably still hate his guts. But I guarantee you, once the initial hurt of him changing his mind got over, Mark Cuban could say, man, you know, Deandre screwed us up, but at least he called me like a man. And I'm going to tell you, man, it bothers me. All he had to do was tell this guy. That's all he had to do. He even issued a Twitter apology. Why would you issue a Twitter apology to a man you've been texting like BFFs Tuesday? Text that man like a man and tell him, yo, I'm sorry for that. That was wrong. I don't like it, bro. I don't like it.
Other NBA aficionados and Doc Rivers came out and said that when you're leaving a spot, the agent's supposed to call, not the player. That's how it works. Well, so maybe it wasn't DeAndre place to call.
Well, how that, first of all, the agent wasn't in the kumbaya.
We don't know. We don't know what happened. We don't know what happened. What if DeAndre said, yo, called his agent like, yo, call and tell him
no way.
I'm not going.
No way. You don't even believe that. Don't say that. Don't say that on the camera, bro, because you don't believe that.
How do we know?
You know that didn't happen. Bro. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I don't know nothing.
You know that didn't happen.
I don't know.
Let me say this, though. I want to say this. It's one person. It's only one person in Dallas who is happy about this whole thing, and that's Wes Matthews. You know, Wes Money went up. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But DeAndre, it worked out for him from a financial standpoint. The Mavs offered him 4 years, $80 million. If I'm not mistaken, he ended up signing back with the Clippers for 4 years, $87 million or $88 million or something. So he made a few more million. It works out for him. But here's where I am with DeAndre. You're back in LA, cool. Chris Paul cuts you out, bully you, you don't get the ball. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear another word from DeAndre. I put him in the same bucket I put Carmelo in. Carmelo knew the issues with the Knicks. He went back to the Knicks for money. I don't want to hear complaints from Carmelo because they can't get big name free agents because he don't like who they drafted. I don't give a damn what Melo feels. You wanted money, you got it, shut up. And I feel the same way about Deandre Jordan. If you don't get the ball, if they don't give you dap when you're at the free throw line, if Chris Paul go off on you and talk to you like you're a kid, if nobody respects you, I don't want to hear it, DeAndre. Shut up, you got what you wanted. I don't want to hear nothing from him. Nothing.
Well, if people was also following me on Twitter, I said if I was DeAndre, I would have still went to Dallas. I would have still went to Dallas.
Me too.
But he changed his mind. That man got to live with that. As long as that man happy, it don't make no difference to me. All that calling a man a bitch or a pussy, as long as that, man, I don't agree with all that, man. I don't agree with all that, man. It's basketball. It's a sport. Moving on. Deron Williams, if you guys haven't heard, the Brooklyn Nets and Deron Williams kind of separated a little bit, and they reached the buyout clause. And Deron Williams was bought out for about $10 million per, and it's a rumor going around that the Dallas Mavericks are about to offer him a contract. That's the report. Spade, how do you feel about Deron Williams on both sides? What Brooklyn did and what the Mavs may do.
Brooklyn took a calculated risk with Deron Williams. Is it Darren or Deron today, Mr. Williams? Because he changed it. Somebody changed it. Nobody. We're going to call it D-Will. All right, so they took a calculated risk with D-Will. If you guys remember, the year that they acquired him, they wanted Carmelo. It was the Carmelo Anthony sweepstakes, and they lost out. And they ended up getting D-Will, who at the time was considered the top 3-point guard alongside Chris Paul and Rondo. Well, it never came into fruition for him to be the star that they wanted him to be. They gave him the keys to the franchise, basically. They gave him the team. And they actually brought pieces in around him. Joe Johnson. You know, they brought pieces in around this guy to be great, and it just never worked. At times, we saw him look really good. At times, we saw him look really bad. I can't forget the playoff game against the Heat where he shot 0 for 9. Like, a guy who's once considered top 3 of anything should never have a 0 for 9. Well, I guess I can't say that because bad games come and go. But we saw D-Will look like he don't care at times. And I warned the Mavs to be careful because this almost seems like the same situation is kind of happening again. The Mavs, of course, they're hurt over losing DeAndre. And if they trying to pull him in, similar to the same way the Nets pulled him in when they missed out on Melo, I hope they pay him accordingly. Don't pay him like the star you want him to be. You better pay him for who he is today because we don't even know if he has that top 3 still in him. He may never be that guy again. So I don't think it's a bad pickup for them depending on the contract he gets. If they break bread on him, they messing up.
Okay. I agree. Williams, I was a big fan of Williams when he was out there in Utah.
Oh, we all were.
And, you know, then he ended up, when he was out in Utah, he had some issues with the coach. Kind of got Sloan fired out there. Oh, yeah. Sloan kind of went into the greener pastures. But then Williams moved on and kind of had some issues with the Nets. Then it was like a previous lockout year. He went over there, went overseas and got his jersey retired overseas, played over there for a little while, came back and was not the same guy. Like, he just wasn't the same guy. He had some spurts where he looked like, oh, that's still in there. It's still in there. But to me, the Mavs, I like the decision that the Nets made. I think it was the right move to cut ties with this guy. You know, you could put Jared Jack there, maybe get another piece to be a good backup. And I think you solid at the point guard for the Nets. Now, for the Mavs, this kind of seemed like the rebound chick, in my opinion. Like you said, they lost out on DeAndre, so you went around looking around like, yo, you know what? I better go get somebody, and that's Deron Williams. It's the rebound chick. And I know a lot of us have some rebound chicks we don't even want to think about, and that could be Williams for the Mavs. So I think the Mavs and Mark Cuban, you better, do your research and slow down and see if this a decision you guys really, really want to go with signing Williams. Now, like you said, depending on the money, if they could get him for a good price, I think it's a great deal. But if they about to go out there and try and get him for like 40, 50 mil, woo, I don't know, Mark. I don't know, Cuban. So we have to wait and see how this plays out. But I think the Nets did the right thing. We got to wait and see what the Mavs do.
Agreed. Let's talk a little bit about the NBA Summer League. The NBA Summer League is something that NBA fans like because it's really no other basketball to watch at the time. Fans, however, get into the Summer League.
No other sports right now, Spade. There's no other sports.
Well, I mean,
ain't nothing popping right now.
Somebody like baseball. Somebody. few of y'all. But fans, however, start looking at the Summer League stuff, and sometimes you guys get a little too excited. So the parents and myself was talking about it, and we saw somebody, they may have been trolling, but we saw somebody say that the Knicks look like contenders. And after I finished cracking my side laughing, I said we might want to talk about it. So we want to let these guys know why they should pump the brakes on this situation, man.
But yeah, man. Some of these guys in the Summer League aren't even going to make NBA rosters. Some of these guys aren't even going to be D-League players. Some of these guys aren't even going to be in the NBA. Relax. Now, guys like Jordan Clarkson and Marcus Smart and Zach LaVine, these guys are supposed to be doing what they're doing in Summer League. They playing against lesser competition. These guys are killing it. That's what they're supposed to do. And guys like Okafor, Jahlil Okafor, Towns, Portis, these guys was high draft picks drafted in the first round. This is what you expect these guys to do in the Summer League. You know what I mean? These guys like Clarkson and LaVine, they've been tearing it up in the Summer League. That's what they're supposed to do. I don't want to call them a veteran, but they're NBA, you know, they was in the NBA. They have some NBA experience. So them playing, going through the struggles last year, playing against these guys that are just trying to make the cut or barely trying to make the cut, this is what these guys are supposed to be doing. So relax. Like, I like Clarkson, I like LaVine, but this is what these guys are supposed to be doing. Now, you guys are saying the Knicks, what made me want to talk about this too, the Knicks beat the Spurs the other day, and people are saying, oh my God, the Knicks beat the Spurs. None of those guys that the Spurs had on that team will be on the Spurs roster except for like one dude. Relax, y'all. Y'all gotta relax, man. Y'all gotta pipe down, for real. How do you feel about Summer League?
Yeah, you know, I like the Summer League. Like you said, for one, it gives us people who may have not had the best body of work an opportunity to be an overnight success. It don't happen often, but it's happened. Another thing, it's designed to take a young guy on your team and give him a huge confidence boost. I say this so much because non-athletes or people who didn't play sports, they don't really understand how big and how important confidence is. You take a guy like LaVine or like Clarkson who's young, you feel like the ceiling is high for them, they're playing well. You put them out there in the Summer League, you let them chop up some of these lesser talented guys, and they get this confidence boost. They feel great. So what happens is, for one, like you said, they get more gameplay, more experience of player. They get that confidence boost. When you get the regular season going, man, they got that confidence when they pull in that jump shot. It makes them better players. And that's really what I feel like it's designed to do. You send the younger guys there, you give them a confidence boost. So if you see one of your favorite rookies or whatever out there and they having a decent game, you should be excited, but don't get too crazy about it. I mean, you know, don't take it out of anything other than what it is. Some young guys playing against each other. It's really just that.
I mean, you know, a couple of years back, Jimmy Butler was in the Summer League, tore the Summer League up from the first to the second year, tore the Summer League up, and we can see that he's improved as a player. But I seen people, my last point, Spade, and then we can move on. I seen people getting excited about Seth. Is it Seth? Seth Curry?
Yeah,
Seth Curry, because he was lighting it up in Summer League. Like, people have said Seth Curry is Steph Curry 2.0. Relax. Please relax. Because y'all setting Seth up for failure, man. And it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be pretty.
It sure ain't. Bro, let's talk about some NBA contracts. Any fan of the sport this year, you've been watching the free agency signing period with your eyebrows all up here. Because it's just been, it looked like Oprah been throwing out contracts like she give away free cars. It's just been crazy. And it's going to get even more crazy next year when the TV money hits. I mean, if you got some height and a decent jump shot, you should be smiling from ear to ear. This is your best chance. You better go try to get in the Summer League somewhere. They giving money away. We're not going to go through all of them. The show is already running long. Some of the contracts that we're going to talk about that we don't agree with. First of all, bro, I want to start with Wesley Matthews. I like Wesley Matthews. This guy tore his Achilles last year, first of all. And we talked about it on this very show. I said, I feel sorry for Wes getting injured to this extent in a contract year. It's probably going to hurt him. Well, the Mavs took a chance on him, offered him a 4-year deal for $57 million. And I thought, wow, he's going to get $57 million after Achilles injury. Wow, he's a lucky guy. Until Deandre backed out. So I don't know if many people saw it. Shout out to the homie Rap, because Rap got the screenshot and sent it to me. But after the whole Deandre Jordan saga, Wesley Matthews tweeted, "If DJ out, I'm out." Like he's somebody to be talking about. We don't even know if you can still play. We don't even know if you can run right now. Like, who are you to be saying you out? But because Dallas is reeling right now and things are just looking terrible over there, they ended up taking his 4-year, $57 million deal off the table and ended up giving him a 4-year, what was it, 79 or something million dollars? Man, the dude got a max deal coming off an Achilles injury. Why, Mark Cuban, are you paying this guy that much? Actually, I know why, but I think it's a mistake.
Well, I definitely agree with you. I don't. So that rounds up to be, let me look at Wes Matthews. That rounds up to be $17.5 million a year coming off an Achilles injury. I would not pay a healthy Wes Matthews that amount of money.
I wouldn't.
A healthier Wes. But I ain't going to be long, Spade. I just want to run down some of the money that some of these guys got. I'm going to go per year. I ain't going to do the full contract. But some of these guys, Gordon Dragic $17 million a year. I wouldn't pay him that. Draymond Green, $16.4 million a year. I wouldn't pay him that. I mean, I like Draymond and I like Gordon. I just don't think they worth that. I mean, some of these contracts are up in the high 80s, $80 million contracts. Chris Middleton, $14 a year. DeMar Carroll, $58 million, $14 a year. Omer Sheik, $57 million, $11 million a year. Come on, man. Like these, Brook Lopez, $21 million a year. Brook Lopez
making LeBron James money.
Come on, man. I think LeBron make what, 22, 23 million?
22,
Marc Gasol making 22 million. And Marc Gasol making 22 million a year. And Brook Lopez is making 21 million a year.
I like Mark, but Brook needs to have a seat.
I like Mark. That's what I'm saying. Marc Gasol, 22 million. Brook Lopez, 21 million. So Brook Lopez is $1 million, right there with Marc Gasol, only $1 million less. Come on, man. Enes Kanter got a max, Spade. Come on, NBA. Man, it make me wish I was like 7 feet, because if you 7 feet and could just put your hands up and could run and walk, you getting paid.
Right.
You getting paid. Man, Spade, they just throwing, I mean, it really is on some Oprah. You get $1 million. You get millions of dollars. You get millions of dollars. Everybody get millions of dollars, man. It's crazy. Yep. I mean, some of these contracts I just don't agree with. We probably going to get killed in the comment section, especially from people being like, well, Draymond Green, blah. I just don't think he worth that amount of money, man, in my opinion. Moving on. Let's move on. I want to talk some Serena Williams. Serena Williams won Wimbledon again, man. Serena Williams got me to thinking. I wanted to ask you this question, Spade. Is Serena Williams the best female athlete ever?
I want to say yes, but in all fairness, I want to say maybe I'm not educated enough on all the female athletes to say. I did do some homework and I checked some other tennis players, and the only person I feel like you could probably bring an argument is maybe Steffi Graf, but man, Serena is it, bro. She is it. She dominates.
She is.
Whew, I wouldn't want to play against her in anything.
I'm gonna tell you what. I think Serena is the best female athlete ever. I know a lot of people saying Jackie Jordan Kersey. A lot of people were saying some WNBA players like Cheryl Swoops and I can't remember the other league.
That's common.
They said Swoops and they said Cynthia Cooper. They said Cynthia Cooper as well. In my opinion, I don't think these other females, and I could fall in that same category as you. I'm not educated enough to name, more female athletes, but in my opinion, I haven't seen any female athlete dominate anywhere like Serena Williams. Like I honestly think Serena Williams could beat some of these men playing tennis, man. That's how great of an athlete I think she is. And in my opinion, that I've seen, I think Serena Williams is the best female athlete I ever seen, which she probably will go down as the best female athlete ever, because she's nowhere near being done.
Well, I mean, she's getting older. What is she, 33, 30?
Yeah, but they be playing tennis till they be playing tennis forever, Spade. You know what I mean?
I mean,
you had a crazy stat about like they doubles, like her and her sister doubles record.
Yeah,
like, they undefeated.
They undefeated
in doubles, right?
They undefeated in doubles championships. They 13-0. Like they don't even. it's so impressive. I don't want to take the spotlight off of her, but it's so impressive what her and her sister has been able to accomplish for the sport of tennis, and to keep it a bean, what they've been able to accomplish for female athletes and African-American female athletes. Because people, we forget about Venus because injuries kind of shortened her career. But once upon a time, it was Venus out here breaking down all these barriers. And both of them together, man, they're just tremendous athletes. You know, I can only fathom the pride that their parents have to have when you see them out there putting in work like that. I'd be the proudest parent ever, man. They it.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Spade, I'm ready to talk football, but I kind of want to jump over you. I want to talk this. I want to go into this topic right here.
You breaking all the rules anyway.
So you know that. Yeah, I really am. But I want to start with this topic because it's about the Dallas Cowboys and Greg Hardy. So Greg Hardy, if you guys haven't, he had some issues allegedly with putting his hands on females, and he was suspended all last season for about 15 games that he was paid for it. He did receive his $13.1 million, and his 10-game suspension for this upcoming year was recently reduced to 4 games on Friday. But Greg Hardy he's still not happy. He want to appeal the 4-game suspension, man. Spade, how do you feel about Greg Hardy wanting to appeal the lesser suspension from the bigger suspension? I don't get it.
I think Greg should probably leave well enough alone. I mean, domestic abuse is a real big thing in the NFL right now, thanks to some tapes that came out from Ray Rice and his, at the time, fiance. And it's a touchy subject. So even if he feels like he's been wronged, and maybe he has, I don't know. We don't know what happened that day, but even if he feels like he's being wronged, I think the high road right now, the smart road, is just to wait your 4 games and come play football, bro. That's what I think, because you could be out the league.
And see, I agree. And you could be in jail. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could be in jail. You talking about out the league. You could be in jail. But allegedly, I'm doing the quote fingers, the person that, said you committed this alleged crime was, it's reports that she was paid off and they can't find her. But I just,
it's not reports that she was paid off. It's reports that
it's reports that she was paid off, Spade. That's what they say. It's reports that she was paid off. But Spade, I really want him to leave it alone, bro. It's 4 games. Take the 4 games on the chin. Let it go. Like, stop. Leave it alone, bro. Like, just leave it alone. Take the 4 games on the chin and move on. Aren't you ready to move on and get back to just playing football? Let it go. Take the 4 games on the chin,
bro, because he's keeping it fresh in our minds. That's a really good point, because we might just forget about it.
Let it
but
go.
He keeps bringing it on. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's all I want to say about Greg Hardy. Just let it go, man. Get back to playing some football. Can I have this next topic,
or you feel like taking this one too?
Nah, yeah, you can go ahead. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, man. We about to wind the show down, but first we want to stop by Cincinnati for a minute. We talk about money so much and the players and whether or not they're greedy and they're doing what's best for their family. And a story came out of Cincinnati that I kind of wanted to applaud, man. It's a contract year for A.J. Green, who is regarded as one of the top-tier receivers in the league. He's seeing Dez Bryant and Demaryius Thomas and, Calvin Johnson a year or so back getting bread, and they kind of coming to him like, AJ, what do you feel like, you're going to be in terms of money? What type of contract are you going after? And he just simply said, you know what? When it comes to finances, I'm not hurting. I'm not broke. And I can wait. I'm just going to wait to the end of the year. I just want to play football right now. At the end of the year, we'll worry about the contract time when it's contract time. And that's so rare. I mean, it's not rare. People do it. The Spurs get talked about all the time for being unselfish and they don't care about money. But for AJ to be such a young guy and, in my opinion, such a talented guy, I'm thinking if it's me, which is probably why God didn't bless me with this talent, I would be like, right up here with Calvin and Dez, them. That's where I see myself. But he's just like, I can wait. I'm not even worried about that right now. What do you think about that, bro? You think it's real or you think it was fake?
I mean, I think AJ Green to me seems like a sincere person. So I believe if that's what he said, that's what he means. But it got me to want to ask you another question. Do we see AJ re-signing with the Bengals? Do we see that?
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I would.
So if you was AJ, you out.
yeah, I'm out. I mean, because I would want to win, and I like Cincinnati. I like Marvin. We talk about Marvin all the time. He just can't get it done in the postseason. I will be out unless I saw some big pieces, you know what I'm saying, some big play from some other teammates, I'll be out. What about you?
I'm not sold on Andy Dalton, so I'll be out for that reason. I'm not sold on Andy because I don't think Andy can get it done.
I'm not sold on him either.
He during the regular season, they be around that 10, that 9, 10, 11 win team. You know what I mean? Solid in the regular season, getting the playoffs, and Andy Dalton just goes to pieces. But I'm gonna tell you, it's scary because I see a team like New England Patriots coming in there, swooping in, getting a guy like AJ Green. And
I don't think so.
It would be scary, bro.
The
you don't think so?
They kind of cheap. Whoever he go to gonna have to break the bank.
I mean, they did it with Moss. They did it with Moss.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I think if this one a guy like that, the Patriots are notoriously known for having some decent receivers, but never that elite receiver since Moss. They had some decent guys, but never that elite guy. And I think the Patriots are a team that will go try and get AJ Green. We have to wait and see. But if I'm AJ Green, I'm out too. I'm not staying in Cincy. I'm not staying in Cincy.
Dolphins, free up some cap money, baby.
Ready to move on?
Yeah, man. What else we got? Let's show out strong.
All right. So we're going to talk about our all-time offensive line. We did our defensive line. You guys left that in the comment section. We want you guys to leave your all-time offensive line down there in the comment section down below. We're going to give you our Spade. I want you to start with both of your tackles. Give me your tackles.
Both my tackles. All right, I'm going to go through it quick, man. At tackle, I got Orlando Pace.
Okay.
Can't beat that. And I got Anthony Munoz.
Okay. We kind of close. So I got Anthony Munoz at one of my tackles. But I differ from Pace, and I went Jonathan Ogden, another Hall of Famer, another big body, that can play on the outside out there and watch my quarterback back. Who you got for your guards? You want me to go?
I know I said I was going to be quick, but you do know Orlando Pace is kind of the guy that helped them invent this whole pancake turn. Pace was one of the first guys that would just take a guy and drive his back into the turf. So you probably don't want to go
I ain't mad at Spade. I'm not mad at Pace. I like Pace.
All right,
I picked Ogden, though.
I really feel like I got the best guards you could go with, man. On one side, give me Larry Allen.
Okay.
Regarded as one of the strongest guys in NFL history, I retweeted a clip last week of him running down a guy after an interception. He was a freaking nature athlete. Give me Larry Allen. But on the other side, give me Bruce Matthews. Now, a lot of guys don't know this, but Bruce Matthews has played all 5 offensive lineman positions. Like, he was just great. Give me Bruce Matthews.
I like Bruce Matthews a lot, but we agreed again a little bit. I got Larry Allen. I think that's a no-brainer. If you don't have Larry Allen on your offensive line, I want to play you 16 times out of 16. You know what I'm saying? So give me Larry Allen. And my other guard, I got Randall McDaniel, man. Another big body, big guard. Another guy that Larry Allen was kind of compared to a little bit. They were saying that Larry Allen was going to be like Randall McDaniel, so give me Randall McDaniel. I'll take Randall McDaniel.
Well, I'm going to throw it back to you. Throw us your center. Who you got holding down the middle? Who's over the football?
When I went with my center, I wanted a guy that can, also play all positions, that had intellect, but that can, a lot of centers can't snap it out of the shotgun and from, he pretty much can do it all. So I went with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Dermontti Dawson. That's what I went with. Another big body in, over the football that was just a mammoth of a man. Give me Dermontti Dawson as my center, and I think we got a Pro Bowl offensive line. That's the starting line in our Pro Bowl right there.
Well, we close. We close. I'm kind of in the same area of the country. Different genre, though. Different era, should I say. Give me Mike Webster. I want Mike Webster over the football. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, the Steelers is one of them teams that was known for their centers. I mean, I think they have Pouncey right now. Like, they always had a good center, so that's one of the things they was known for. I ain't mad at Mike Webster at all. I think my line is a little bit better because my guys are a little bit more, versatile. McDaniel could pull, Ogden could pull. I don't know. Old Pace was like I don't know. I ain't mad, though. I ain't mad.
Well, since you stole my job in the beginning, I'm going to steal yours in the end. Okay. The show kind of ran long this week, but I feel like we gave you guys some great info. And, that's what we do. We like to come out here and talk sports with you guys. And not just us talking, y'all listen. So we like the feedback. If you're watching this on YouTube, give us your opinions on everything. Deandre Jordan, am I right? Am I wrong? I mean, I can be wrong. Serena Williams, how you guys feel about her? Let me see your all-time offensive line in the NFL. And again, if you are listening to this podcast on iTunes or SoundCloud or whatever, hit us on our email address. All of the contact stuff will be in the description. We just like the interaction. We might be a little bit slow about getting back to you, and of course we can't hit everybody, but we like reading it, and sometimes we'll read something from you guys and say, damn, you know what, he was right. So we're not going to hold you guys any longer. Thanks for rocking out with us for another week. See you guys on the next show. Till then, we out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.